Okay, I think we're live. Just want to make sure everything is working properly. All right, I think we are good to go. Okay, welcome to the live, y'all. I'm just gonna kind of start setting up here a little bit more and getting the decks ready. So if you're just now getting here, you're watching the replay. This is Dream Another Day Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. This is my second live stream ever. We are going to do this every single Friday. The time varies though, so if you do end up enjoying the stream and you want to check out my other content as well, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and please do hit that notification bell, and then that way you get a little notification before I go live. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this reading, y'all. Down in the description box, I am going to have my disclaimers, but since this is a live, I'm going to go ahead and say my disclaimers and all that sort of thing. So this is a general reading. It's a collective reading. So that means it can be for any astrology sign. So it really is just whether or not it resonates with you. Okay, right? So just take what does, leave the rest for somebody else. Hopefully you know the drill. Also keep in mind that gender is fluid in tarot as well. So I'm going to be using gender neutral language as much as possible in order to make my readings more inclusive. And that way you can just place yourself where you fit. Yeah, tarot is meant for entertainment purposes, okay? Legally speaking, okay? If you find messages that help you in any way, you know, that is my intention. And ultimately, look at that Wheel of Fortune. Ultimately, though, any decision you make regarding your life and any situations that may arise in this reading, ultimately those decisions are up to you, okay? So yeah, let's go ahead and get to this reading. I'm really feeling like I'm feeling it right now. I'm going to go ahead and say my affirmations, and then we'll go and start pulling some cards, okay? So also please keep in mind, you can totally ask me questions. Please be respectful and kind, or I will block you, okay? Because I just can't entertain it. I don't have the energy, honey, frankly, and nobody else deserves to see that. So I'm not going to provide a platform for that. So essentially, you can ask me questions if you want in the chat. And I will just kind of get to you guys like first come, first served, I guess. Totally free, but you're always, of course, welcome to drop me donations. Those links will be down in the description box as well. You can also find my link tree down there, and that will take you to all my other socials. So if you wanted to follow me on TikTok, I do daily readings over there. And I also have an Instagram where I'm starting to kind of post the memes that I make regarding tarot and spirituality. So if you want to go and follow me there, please do. Yeah, and I also have a reaction channel here on YouTube that I just started recently, and I could really use y'all's love over there. Because haters gonna hate, and yeah, so please show me some love over there. It's just a really simple reaction channel. Like it's really chill. It's meant to be fun, and yeah, some people are just like big mad out there in the world. So anyway, we're not gonna give them any more energy. Let's go ahead and say our affirmations and get into this reading. Thank you so much, Spirit, for your divine messages and guidance. We are deeply grateful, and we know we couldn't do this without you. Would you please help guide the collective spirit for their highest good, and please bless us and protect us as we move forward into this reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, this is going to be a collective reading, all signs, you know, and this really refers to the collective all over the world, wherever you are, okay? So this is international. This is, you know, without the constraints of time and space, okay? That's the beauty of it. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. We're definitely facing some like major challenges and changes right now. And it's not like we didn't see it coming, y'all, but it's still, I think, just hard to swallow. So, wow, the Hangman coming out in the reverse. This to me means coming out of contemplation. If you've been in a place of contemplation and you've been seeking some level of clarity, right, enlightenment, and you've kind of felt stuck or suspended, like maybe if you're feeling like you're in limbo, you're kind of like, I don't really know what's going to happen. I'm just kind of doing my thing, doing my best, you know, I'm trying to figure it out sort of energy. It's like, I feel like you're coming out of that place. you're starting to come into a place of where that you've gained that enlightenment now, and you can kind of come unstuck to a certain degree. Look at the Magician coming out in the split. Yeah, the Magician is all about manifesting the things that you want and desire. I'm just checking out my description box here, y'all. There we go. My link tree and my donations. Perfect. Great. That's all we need in there, really. So, okay. So the Magician is about manifesting what it is that you want and desire in your life, okay? By applying all of the tools and all the access you have to the energy in this world. And a lot of times people refer to it as the elements, right? Trying to call in the elements and harness whatever it is that you can in order to create what you want in this world, right? That's really like the Magician is, I think, about like effort, and whether that's mental effort, spiritual effort, etc., physical effort. It's really more about putting things out there. It's like kind of law of attraction, you know what I mean? Which, remember, there are 12 other laws to the universe. The law of attraction is one of 12. So keep that in mind. I think law of attraction gets a lot more attention than any of the other laws, really. So if you're interested, actually, if you go check out my TikTok, my main TikTok, in the link tree, you can find it. And it's not that far back if you scroll through my profile, but I did a video on each one of the 12 laws on my main channel, and I break it down for you. So if you're interested, I might actually compile them and put them here on YouTube, because I think it's really important information. Look at that, High Priestess. Getting in touch with your inner compass, your inner guidance, and just following it. Four of Wands. Four of Wands is about unity, okay? And this could be union between two people. This is about creating stability in your life, those 4 pillars, right, of stability. And that could mean union between you and multiple other people. It doesn't have to be romantic even. So, that's the beauty of tarot also, y'all, is that it's not always about love and romance, okay? Far from it, And it's like no shade on other readers or people who want to know about that sort of thing. That's fine. But I'm just like really here to open it up, okay? So let's go ahead and keep going. Thank you, Spirit. Look at that. 6 of Wands in reverse, okay? So you may have been feeling some challenges here. Like you try and then you fall down. You know what I mean? But it's like you fall 9 times, get up 10. All right, y'all. Fall 9, get up 10. Seriously, like don't give up on yourself. We got a whole little stack of cards coming out here. I'm going to read them off. Might not keep them on the table. The Emperor, 6 of Swords, 8 of Swords in reverse. Ooh, good news. Wheel of Fortune, Temperance. Okay, I can't even believe I pretended like I wasn't going to leave those on the table. Hey, y'all. Just seen some people in the chat here. Yes, you are more than welcome to ask me questions, y'all. Please do. Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, y'all, feel free to drop questions. Again, it's free. You can drop me donations if you like. That's all in the description box, but it's not necessary. So yeah, feel free to ask some questions. I'm going to go ahead and run through this quick message too, and then I'll get to your questions, okay? So the Emperor is all about getting your power back. Just getting your power back. And personal power, y'all, is way more important than power over others. So this is not about getting your power back to then use and wield and use and abuse your power. This is about getting your damn power back just so that you can stand on your own 2 feet, okay? And we also have the 6 of Swords here, meaning moving on from choppy waters, right? Again, with this, the Hanged Man coming out in reverse and then the 6 of Wands coming out in reverse, it's like you're coming out of limbo, you're moving away from this lack of success or failure or whatever this is, okay? This is some challenge, maybe being underappreciated and unrecognized, and you're moving away from that with the 6 of Swords to calmer waters. Just one moment, y'all. 8 of Swords in reverse, same thing. Coming unstuck, y'all. Coming unstuck. The Wheel of Fortune, need I say more? Like, things are getting better. Things are getting better. You're getting your power back. You're moving into better energy. Temperance here. Temperance is about patience and balance. You've been patient for this. Continue to be steadfast. Continue to be patient, and it will pay off. The Wheel of Fortune is right here in the center of your reading. So, okay, darling, what is your question? Should I wait? And Jirena, is that somebody's name? Yeah, let me pull out another deck to answer your question here. If you're new to my channel, please do consider subscribing. I put out daily videos, if not every other day. I upload really frequently. Okay. Should I wait? Should you wait for this person? Is that what your question is? I don't know. I just saw the Magician. So if your question is if you should wait, I don't know. It kind of seems like maybe you should take action. Strength card. So maybe you need to, well, the Strength card is kind of about taming the beast also. So if you're going to take action, I would say make sure that you take very delicate action, if that makes sense. Or try and call in what it is you want, but definitely don't lose control of yourself here. So maybe, and I mean, we did get the Temperance card coming out when you were asking your question too. And Temperance is about patience and balance. So the answer, should you wait? I don't know if you should wait for somebody necessarily. I think that's maybe the answer. Maybe the answer is, it's not about, okay, so let me put it like this. This is the message I'm getting. It's not that you should wait to take action towards them. What I'm getting is you shouldn't wait, but you should take action. Does that make sense? So not necessarily towards that person, but you shouldn't wait for somebody before you take action to get what it is you want in your life. Does that make sense? Waiting for specific people. Why are they making you wait? You know what I mean? Like, what is the scenario? That's what I would ask yourself. If you're feeling like you need to wait for somebody, is it because they just aren't sure? Like, well, I mean, I don't know what the context of the relationship is, but I would just say, if you love somebody, let them go. You know what I mean? If the timing isn't right now, I wouldn't hold your heart captive. I don't know if this is romantic or not. I'm just assuming. I would just kind of, I don't know, take your power back. I just saw the Emperor card again. You know? I don't know. If I had more context, I think I might be able to answer the question a little better here, but that's the message I'm getting. The message I'm getting is you should never wait on people in order to be happy, in order to get what it is that you desire in life, etc. You know? So that's what I got. All right. Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, that's so funny because the Knight of Swords is all about communication. So this to me is kind of coming out like, you know, hold your tongue is what I'm getting. See, I was having a hard time with that message, but it's not that you should wait. You should just not approach the person. You know? And if I was giving you personal advice, that's what I would say too. Is if somebody's like, you know, making you wait around, I would just move on, basically. You know what I mean? So this is like, don't, you know, yeah, hold your tongue, if that makes sense. Hey, welcome to the channel. You're more than welcome to ask questions. Absolutely. Hierophant in reverse, rejecting traditional norms, traditional structures. Yeah, that certainly is the energy, isn't it? Well, and it's all the better too, I think. Yes, you're more than welcome to ask questions, y'all. Please feel free, drop them in the chat. And I'm just going to continue the collective reading, you know what I mean, as we go. And then I'll pause and your readings will kind of weave in, you know. And I'll just kind of first come, first serve. So but I'll get to you guys. It's a pretty slow chat right now. Okay, we've got the devil coming out. Yep. I mean, there's so much for us to avoid and work through in this world, you know, when it comes to like temptation, when it comes to, you know, desire, fear, anger, you know, guilt, all of those negative emotions. I mean, it's exhausting just thinking about it. But that's precisely like what we're trying to work around. And, you know, with rejecting traditional norms here, it's like, unfortunately, y'all, a lot of these traditional structures really do contribute to this, you know? And it's just like, I'm just envisioning like imprisonment, same thing. Yeah. Yeah, I hope that answered your question, Ashish. I hope I'm saying your name right. I hope that answered your question or gave you a little insight, you know, just, I would say just, you know, better to take action in another direction, you know what I mean? Or take action in your own life, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Let me pull out another deck for that question. Well, I just saw the Ace of Swords in reverse. So it could be possible that money is involved. Like maybe they're not sure. They don't have all the answers yet. So maybe that's why they're not really sure about making that decision. I just saw the Three of Swords in reverse. You're welcome. Happy to answer the questions. It's you know, yeah, you're welcome. I appreciate you too. Again, y'all are welcome to drop me donations. Not necessary though, but all that's in the description box. What I'm getting is that it's possible that they just want to, I'm assuming that you and Saddam are trying to get married. Is that right? If you can clarify that for me, that would help. But that's what I'm assuming based on the way you worded your question. Yeah. You know, I think it's possible your mom is just doesn't want you to get your heart broken, wants you to be well off. King of Cups wants to make sure that Saddam is right for you, you know? So they could just be thinking it through, thinking it over. Is that correct? Okay. That's helpful. So, you know, the World card, it's all in divine timing here. And, you know, if you trust your mom, and it sounds like you're maybe in a, coming from a culture where that is, you know, where that's kind of the structure of what you're moving through. Okay, I see. So it sounds like Saddam's mom is all for it. And it sounds like you want this. And it sounds like you're, well, I don't know if you want it or not, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Well, I would say that they want to make sure that this is a good timing for you, that this is right, that this is going to work out, that this is going to last through the seasons, right? That you're going to be happy, you know, that you're going to be well off. I mean, all those things that I think any mother would want, you know, for their child, you know. So I think that's really what I think is going on, is they're thinking it through, they're feeling it through, and I think that if you're patient and you give them space to think about it, they will come out of that place of contemplation sooner rather than later. If you pressure them, that might stress them out, and then being stressed is going to cause it's more difficult to make decisions when you're stressed. So you just tell her, I would say, you know, take your time thinking about it. You know what I mean? And I trust your judgment. And just give her a chance to think it through. So if your question is when, I would say when the timing is right. And I know that sounds kind of vague and lame, but that's the thing with tarot, is like timelines are very, you know, I don't know. I think they just want to make sure that it's going to work out. Like we're getting the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. You know, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse is, you know, a kind of, I would say, failed marriage, really, you know. And so I think they are trying to look at their family and say, okay, is their family wealthy? And, you know, are they going to be able to take care of my daughter, sort of thing. And then the Four of Cups in reverse, you know, it's like they want to make sure that you're not accepting the offer just because, you know, it's like they want to make sure you're accepting that your families are accepting this situation because it's what's best for you guys, not just because you would be like happy, you know, just because it's somebody. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So Knight of Swords in reverse, I would just give it a little space. So it sounds like you're doing the right thing. And check in with yourself too. See how you feel. I would just try not to stress about it. Ten of Wands in reverse is about dropping burdens, you know, releasing burdens and stress. And just see how it works out. Enjoy your time, you know, being single if it is going to, you know, go in that direction. And if it's not going to go in that direction, then, you know, yeah, just enjoy. Try and stay in balance. Stay happy. Focus on yourself. Okay, good. I hope that was helpful, and I hope that answered your question. I know stuff like that can be a little tricky, so you're welcome. Yeah, happy to help. Oh, okay. All right, beautiful live so far. Again, y'all are totally welcome to ask questions if you're just coming into the live. I can't see how many viewers I have unless I switch it over real quick. Yeah, no stress. So anyway, let's go ahead and keep going with the reading. So again, this is a collective reading. So this is for anybody who needs to hear it. It's also for any astrology sign. It is not astrology sign specific. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay. All right, Spirit, thank you so much. Any messages for the collective, Spirit? Oh, hey, Carlos, welcome to the chat. Thanks for popping in. I am answering questions, and you're welcome to drop donations. If not, totally okay. Here for y'all. So just doing a collective reading right now. All right. Thank you, Spirit. I don't know. When's your plane ticket? I come back to Orlando. I don't know. It's kind of definitely the time of year. So if you are wanting to go back, ooh, look at that. 8 of Pentacles. It all depends on you. Depends on money, it seems like, and work. So I don't know if you go to Orlando for work, or if obviously it's going to cost you money to go there. So I'm kind of getting that it's really dependent on money and work. So if you can get enough work and save enough money, or you can get time off of work and save enough money, that's what I'm getting here. It's really dependent on you, how much effort you put into it. So 8, I mean, it could be 8 weeks, 8 months. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. So Knave of Cups. This is the Page of Cups. Page of Cups really talks about emotional vulnerability and emotional immaturity. So this can be, you know, for anybody who's watching, or this could be someone you're dealing with. It's okay to be emotionally vulnerable, and it's okay to admit if you have room to grow emotionally. A certain level of emotional maturity is a wise thing to strive for. And whether that's, you know, so that you can have better relationships with others, or so that you can manage your own emotions and make your own decisions in life much easier. You're welcome, Carlos. I hope that helped. Oh, one moment, y'all. Got a couple cards coming out. Wow, we're getting all the pages. Oh my God. We literally got all the pages. Okay, so I've got the Page of Swords coming out. This is, honestly, a lot of people, the Page of Swords gets a bad rep, but one of the reasons why is because it's usually like the hidden hater, secret watcher, sneaky spy, like stalker vibe. Like that's the reputation it gets. That's often the interpretation. However, the pages are all about learning, right? And we also have the Page of Wands coming out in reverse, so that's kind of interesting. But the pages are all about learning. It's about starting from the bottom. You know what I mean? And one of the things about pages is that it's never a bad thing to be a page. I wouldn't say it's never a bad thing, but what I'm saying is that pages are simply people who are still learning. They're students, right? So we don't be mad at somebody for not knowing something unless it's willful ignorance, right? But if somebody's still learning something, that's something you can give a certain level of gentleness to, right? A certain level of grace that you can give people and say, okay, you're still learning, you know what I mean? You're still young, or you're still inexperienced in this thing, whatever it is. And so instead of me having frustration towards you about that, I can instead kind of embrace you and give you a little guidance, or give you a little love, or kind of, a little understanding, a little grace, right? And I think that can go a long way with people. So if you got pages coming at you left and right, recognize that pages are just people who are still learning, okay? So Page of Swords to me is all about like knowledge, right? Because the sword suit always represents the air, right? The element of air. And the element of air is most often associated with the mind. So this is all about learning new things, right? Like particularly in education, right? Like learning a new skill, learning a language, things like that. So that's really, I try and emphasize pages are not always like they just suck and they're immature, right? Page of Wands in reverse is really often the obviously the suit of wands with the element of fire, which also talks about passion, right? This can talk about lust, right? So, it's possible that maybe you're feeling like you have a lot to learn in certain areas, or maybe you feel like people keep approaching you who seem to still be learning about certain things, and maybe you're kind of like, you're a little bit more like immature or inexperienced than I am at this or whatever. And so it can be like, I'm just getting this level of frustration, and it could be with work also, by the way. Empress in reverse, it's like you might not be very receptive to that kind of energy right now, but I don't know, that message came out for a reason for somebody out there. Hey, welcome to the chat. Yes, you are more than welcome to ask me a question. Totally free. You can drop me a donation if you'd like to. The donation links are down in my description box, so you can totally check that out, but feel free to ask me a question. I'm just doing collective reading right now, so, you can throw your questions at me and I'll kind of weave them into the reading, okay? Oh my God, I love these questions. Okay, how did A react when he seen my new profile picture? Did he find it attractive? Okay, I'll pull a different deck for that. My first impression when you ask that question is, look, Three of Swords in reverse. So if there was some level of like heartbreak between you and this person, then I'm getting that like they are healing from that. Hopefully you're healing from that as well. So it could be that when they look at your profile picture that they don't have like really harsh, hard feelings. You know what I mean? They might be kind of intrigued. But with the Ace of Pentacles coming out also, that to me is kind of saying they might not like, they're not going to say anything about it. They're not going to like the picture. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, So if that's what you're wanting, then, they might not show it, is what I'm thinking. But Ace of Swords, you already know. You know what I mean? You already know the answer to that. They probably did think it was attractive. They probably, you know, they're not seeing you with anger here. Yeah, you already know, boo. Look at this. The High Priestess and the Ace of Swords. That's clarity and knowledge, intuition, and psychic, psychic tendencies here. So, like, you already know. Yeah. Oh, you're totally welcome to just drop your questions in the chat box right now. And if you want a more private reading, I am starting to open that back up again. So you can totally DM me on Instagram. Thank you. No, they're totally lightweight. They're really thin, even though they're wide. So they're really lightweight. Thanks for checking it. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, I hope that answered your question. I think you already know, like, again, 3 of Swords in reverse, Ace of Swords. I think the heartbreak is healing between the two of you, and they probably liked seeing you, but they're not going to show it. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Questions in the chat during my lives every Friday, by the way, are totally free. You can just drop your questions and I'll kind of go at a first come, first serve basis as I'm doing my collective reading. And then if you want a more private reading, the way I do it is I will record you a video and have it unlisted on my YouTube channel. And so then once you Venmo me or Cash App me, it's just $20 for a personal reading. And that'll be anywhere from like 20 to 40 minutes. Then I'll get to that in just a moment. So just DM me on Instagram. My profile is public and it is down in my link tree in my description box. If you want a personal reading, and we can do that more privately. And then it'll be an unlisted video and no one else will be able to see it. So you can ask me like more personal in-depth questions and all that sort of thing. We can totally do it over Zoom too. I haven't done that yet. It's usually in person or like an unlisted video, but I'm fine with either. Okay, real quick. Julie, okay. How is M feeling about me and us? Sorry, princess. I will also answer your follow-up question. Yeah, I'm assuming they knew it was you in the picture. My intuition is saying that if you're asking that question, I think you already know the answer. I think the answer is yes. So how is M feeling about me and us? Well, I don't know, Julie. You seem lovely. I really like your energy personally. So so hopefully they feel good about it. Let's get some cards out for that question. Okay. And I'll get to your question in just a minute, Carlos. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Okay, Julie. Ooh, Judgment card. Oh, wow. I'm getting a couple messages from this for you, Julie. First one is, I think this person is, they know how they feel about you. Okay? Because the Judgment card is all about making judgment calls, right? Decisions. So if you are still spending time with this person and you're still in connection with this person, then they already know how they feel about you. Like they have a strong feeling for you. So if they knew how they felt and you guys are still spending time together, then that means that they feel good about you. Does that make sense? Because if they knew that they didn't feel good about you, they probably wouldn't be like answering your messages and like wanting to be in connection with you, right? He's been there for a week. He's in Vancouver for a work trip. That's funny. I'm right across the river from Vancouver. Okay, yeah. Well, so it's been a week. You know, a lot of times when we are in connection with people, we can lose track of like what time is like for people and for us, even when we're not in connection. And a week is like nothing. Like a week is nothing. But when you're in connection with people and you're curious about, you know, how they're feeling and how they're doing and all that sort of thing, then a week can seem like an eternity, you know? So it's just a week, just been on a work trip. It's going to be okay. Yep. So don't stress on that. I would just give them space. And when they get back and they're settled back into their little regular routine, then, I'm sure they'll reach out to you, you know, and if they don't, then you can reach out too. That's fine. You know, sometimes we need to remind people that, we're interested or we're around. But with the Judgment card, the other message that I got real quick is that you may be like kind of reviving something within them, you know, something that maybe was dormant. I don't know if maybe they're like single for a while or, Oh, wow. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. And broke up at the end of last year. End of last year. Okay. And you guys are back on dating again? Is that the deal? You just reconnected a couple months ago. Okay, well it's still tender. Wow, see, you're reviving. You see that? That's amazing. I got that message. That's crazy. That's definitely for you then, is that it was kind of like you laid the relationship to rest and now you're rekindling it and you're yeah, you're reviving it. So, no, it's just a little bit, it's a little tender right now. I would definitely give it lots of breathing room, let them know that you're here, you're there, you're interested still, you still want to be in connection with them, but that you're also like going to give them space. So I think they know how they feel about you. Honestly, especially if it's been, you know what I mean, you guys have spent so much time together that, obviously if you're reconnecting, they probably are happy about that. But again, there could still be some of those hard feelings. Or not hard feelings, but you're rekindling it. Aw, that's really good. Well, I'm happy for you and I hope it all works out. I hope that helped answer your question. Yeah. Aw, you're welcome. Yeah. Good call. Good call. Breathing room is always good. You don't want to leave it for too long because you want to, keep watering the plant, but you know what I mean? But breathing room is good. Okay. So, Carlos, will Beatrice Maza be my girlfriend? And also, if you don't want me to read it out loud, just put in parentheses because you can always delete your chats if you want. So if you don't want me to say it out loud, please let me know because otherwise I'll probably read it out loud. So Carlos, I remember at our last live last week that you asked this question as well. So if I can say, if you are still curious, are you taking any steps to find out that question, the answer to that question directly with this person that you're interested in? Have you asked them to be your girlfriend? Just curious, because that's sometimes the best way to get your question answered, honey. But you're so welcome, Julie. Thank you. You too. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I get that. We definitely we all have those insecurities. Sorry. So don't stress. Oh, you're using candles for it. That's great. Yeah, think positive, light your candles, say your affirmations, do all that sort of thing. Because especially if you just want to let someone come around to it, then you just sit pretty, you know what I mean? And that can, regardless of gender, you can really just sit in your power and your happiness and like your contentment and just be a good catch, and then people are going to be interested, you know what I mean? And I feel like this person will come towards you. So I would say it's very possible, but you'll also have to communicate. You're gonna have to actually reach out to them, and ask them on a date or build that relationship with them. You know what I mean? So yeah, affirmations do really help. I think they do, and just positive thinking, Did I miss any questions? I don't think I did, but what thoughts does A have about me? Okay, Princess, I had a feeling that you had asked another question. I'm glad I caught that. Okay, yes, let's go ahead and answer that question. Let me switch decks for it. How does A feel about you? Okay, I'll answer your question as well. Just one moment, y'all. Okay. What does A... Okay. Wow. Got a pretty strong message there for you, Princess. Two of Wands. So they are looking into the future here, this person. They're looking into the future, and with the Justice card coming out, they could be Scorpio. Justice is commonly associated with Scorpio. Or they could be thinking that they just want to do the right thing. They want to do the right thing for themselves and their future, and for, and when it comes to the two of you, they want to do the right thing when it comes to the two of you. They want to be balanced. They want to make the right decisions moving forward. And then also with the King of Pentacles coming out in reverse, they may just be feeling somewhat insecure. And this insecurity could have to do with their finances, but it could also just have to do with their self-confidence. You know, so if they're feeling a lack of self-confidence, but they want to do the right thing for the future, they may have a hard time making that decision. Twos are also kind of crossroads, making decisions. So how they feel about you is very much tied up into how they feel about themselves, right? And their future. That's really what I'm getting here. So it's really hard to be ready to be there for somebody else or to be in connection with someone if you're feeling insecure about your future and yourself, and you're just wanting to do the right thing for yourself, you know, and for anybody else who's in your life for that matter. So that's kind of a good sign. That's kind of a green flag to me. Like, you know, in a way, because in a way you're like, well, if someone's not confident about their future, it's a little bit of a red flag for you if you want to be in a connection with them, but it's a green flag that they care about that when it comes to you, because that's about you in the end, this question, you know what I mean? So if that's, you know, how they're feeling, that's kind of a green flag. They're thinking about their future and their finances and their stability in regards to you, in reference to you, you know, so they could be holding back because they are feeling insecure about that, you know, which is kind of a green flag, meaning that they want to be a good partner. That's how I would interpret it, you know, but they just might not feel like a good partner. Look at that. The two again, crossroads. Two of Swords is literally crossroads, not sure what decision to make. Can't see the future clearly. So that's what I would say they're at. That's where they're at in their head right now. They're really thinking about their own life. You know what I mean? In regards to you, they're just kind of like, damn, am I even a good partner? You know? So hope that helps. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, definitely like the stream if you guys like it. Subscribe if you're enjoying my content, and hit that notification bell so you'll know next time I go live. Also, I'm going to be doing it every Friday, but the time is going to vary, so that way you'll get a notification when I start to go live. So let's see. Does M know I still love him? I told him I love him last time we dated, but he didn't say it back at that time. That's why you ended it. Yeah, that's tough. So, do they know that you still love them? Yeah. I don't even need cards to tell you that. Yeah, of course they do. Five of Pentacles in reverse. They know you don't want to leave them behind, you know, because Five of Pentacles is about rejection and abandonment, basically being in the down and outs, but it's also emotional abandonment, you know. So it's coming out in the reverse. It's kind of like, you know, I feel like oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. My Venmo account I did change it recently. I changed my tag name. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Let me real quick update that. Thank you. Yeah, I had this, it should be. Thanks for hanging in there. Honestly, if you already told someone that you love them, they know you love them, you know. But were you all dating for 2 years and they didn't say they loved you? Is that too personal? But I'm kind of like, that's wild to me. That's definitely not a you problem, honey, by the way, in case you were curious. That is definitely not a you problem. Sorry, I'm trying to update this and it's lagging. There we go. Saved. Okay, so my Venmo's updated. Please let me know if that works for you. Totally fine. I understand not everybody has all the money transfer apps, so that's totally fine. Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Okay, why didn't he say it back is a great question. I have the same question. I'm like, how could you date someone for that long and not tell them you love them? That's crazy. So, okay, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's not a you problem at all. King of Wands is wanting to show itself. It could be pride. You know, it could be pride. It could also be they may have a big fucking ego. You know? I don't really know. It sounds like, you know, with the Hermit in reverse, it's like maybe this person, okay, if I'm coming from a place of compassion and grace, maybe this person has a kind of, they're kind of in the public eye a little bit, or they're like very out in front of themselves. How do I say that? They're very forward facing type of person when it comes to their life. I don't know how to say that. Maybe they work a job where they work with people, or that everybody knows their name and face, or, you know, they're a very public figure, or, you know, yeah, well, you know, I will say, Julie, it's great that you don't blame them and you're kind of like, you know, giving them that forgiveness and everything, but it's also kind of really not cool to be in like a long-term connection with someone. For me, so easy for me to love people. You know what I mean? I'll tell people I love them like as soon as I feel it. I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? He has a huge ego. Yeah. Well, if he's not like famous online or on TV or whatever, he could be well known in his community or in his career. And he has a certain level of pride and reputation. So he could be fearful of getting into a committed connection, like where that it's kind of like, oh, we're going to change our status on social media, or now I'm going to bring you to functions or whatever. And he could be afraid of that sort of thing. And then you have to kind of ask yourself why. And it's not a you problem. Like I was saying, that's a him wanting a perfect image problem. And so then that also calls into question how he views you. You want to be with someone who's fucking proud to be with you and proud to show you off. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. 10 of Pentacles wanting to show itself, though. 10 of Pentacles is all about long-term wealth and stability. A lot of times it's linked to marriage and building a family. Yeah, so he probably just has a huge ego. I mean, I think he's afraid of being tied down. And a lot of times when people think they're like a really good catch, then sometimes they will devalue their partner and kind of like think to themselves, well, what if I could do better, you know? It's really kind of a gross thing that people do sometimes, but I mean, I'm just saying that's the energy I get if there's someone but that's something that men in particular, not to be like a gender biased thing, but men in particular are socialized a lot of times to be fearful of commitment. And some of it is valid because I think there's like a lot of pressure on men to be providers and breadwinners and yada, yada, yada. And there's also a lot of pressure on men to stay faithful, you know what I mean? Also in relationships. And so there's all these expectations with commitment that are really portrayed to men as being like really awful. You know what I mean? So a lot of men have fear of commitment. You know what I mean? But 6 of Pentacles, I mean, that to me is like some level of generosity and good faith. You know what I mean? So kind of giving in good faith, you know, that it's going to come back around, or it's like, I don't care if it comes back around, you know? So there's a level of letting go when you love someone, you know? Yeah. I hope that's helping answer your question. 7 of Pentacles is also just being patient. You know, you put in the work, honey. You put in the time. And if someone couldn't come around to you, it's probably just because they're a little immature here with the Page of Coins. That's, you know, they might just be a little immature, a little afraid, you know, a little bit of enough to make them hold back in a loving relationship, you know. It's funny because a couple of you guys in the chat are kind of having this like, how is this person feeling kind of thing. And it's like probably insecure deep down, you know, probably insecure. Well, you know, Julie, I will say, don't deny your own feelings though, because being upset is totally valid in the situation. I've had my heart broken in very similar ways. You know what I mean? Where I was like, oh, I thought that this was, you know what I mean, something really significant. You know what I mean? And it really meant a lot to me. And I totally fell for your ass. And then, you know, next thing I know, oh, well, I didn't really want anything serious to begin with. So, like, so then why did you approach me that way, right? And it's valid to be angry when you feel misled or when you feel underappreciated. Totally legit. But it's good that you're coming around to feeling like, okay, everyone has a right to how they feel. You know, their feelings are valid too, you know, and what they're willing to do and not do is up to them. but ultimately you have to ask yourself, is it healthy for you to be in a connection where that you are more invested than they are? Maybe your level of investment has retracted a little bit now, which is probably wise. That's good. That's good that you're doing self-reflection and, and working on that. But, I would definitely say, if you connecting with this person is like requires you to hold back and stuff down your feelings and accept less than what it is that you deserve, is it good for you? So you have to ask yourself that question. And if you are able to continue to be in connection with someone, even with all those factors considered, and it's not going to continue to hurt you, and you can still connect with this person and it's fine now that you've kind of come to terms with things and they're being honest and, there's communication, then I would say keep spending time with this person if that's what you want to do. But just be really honest with yourself so that you don't end up in another situation like last year. Yeah. So, okay. I hope that was helpful. How long have I been streaming now? Almost an hour. I'm going to go for 10 more minutes. I'm going to start pulling some oracle cards. Good. I'm really glad. I really hope it did help. I know that stuff like that can be really tough. So, yeah. Sounds like you're doing a good job though. You're working through it on your own and everything, within. So that's good. All right. Yeah, totally feel free to keep asking questions, y'all. Again, you can totally drop donations. It's not required though. So feel free. Awesome. Thank you so much for the donation. It really means a lot. It makes a big difference. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, please subscribe to my channel too if you want to keep checking things out, because I upload pretty much daily at this point, and I am a smaller channel, so every little bit goes a long way. So okay, let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards. I'm so glad it's summertime. I hope all y'all are vibing on that too. Ooh, we got a good one. And this has curse words, so please forgive me, but this oracle card is like real sassy, this oracle deck. Be kind-hearted AF and full of love, but maintain boundaries like a mother clucker. I want to monetize my channel eventually. Wow, letting people F with you is not a spiritual attribute. Think about Archbishop Desmond Tutu. That dude wouldn't have done the good ish he did in the world if he let people walk all over him. Even His Holiness the Dalai Lama tells people to F off sometimes in his own compassionate AF way, right? So I think what this card is really trying to say is learn how to be kind-hearted, while also maintaining strong boundaries. If people try and mess with you, be able to cut them off. You know what I'm saying? Right. What did you say? Shall we look at how me as a person now? Yeah. Honestly, it's like, depending on their lifestyle, a lot of time men just look at women as options. And I know that sounds really shitty. And again, tarot is gender fluid, but you know what I mean? Sometimes life is binary, you know what I mean? And especially if that's the way people identify, that's just the way it is. So a lot of times, unfortunately, that is kind of the way that people do. So, that's the message that's coming to me, is that this person is just really bad at knowing what they want. And it sounds to me like they just keeping their options open because unfortunately they may be subscribing to some kind of toxic, toxic masculinity stuff. Just dropped half my deck. This is the one. Ooh, wow. This one's good too. Holding on to resentment is like taking a ish on your own heart. Okay. So do we need to release resentment for the patriarchy? Is that what it's happened? Let's read the message on that card. Oh, it's true though. Yeah, no, that card really is exactly that. you can be connected to this person and have compassion for where they're at in life, and, and have love for them, but also make sure that it's not going to hurt you in the process, because it's not worth it. Yeah. So yeah, it's that gross and pointless. Let that ish go. Look up a loving kindness meditation on the internet and do it. Focus on love is like taking a baby wipe to your heart. That's hilarious. Okay. So yeah, let go of resentment, but maintain boundaries. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good message. Wow. Okay. We're going to pull one more oracle card, and this one is not a sassy, like, curse ridden card. Okay. Awesome. Thanks everyone who jumped in the chat. I really appreciate you all. It's been a really fun live. I'm so glad I'm doing this now. Yeah, I just got the ability to go live. I have enough channel history and everything now. I've been doing this for a little over a year on YouTube, but I have been reading tarot for almost a decade and doing divination for a very long time. So I'm really happy to be able to share it with a wider audience now, and be able to come to you guys every week with these lives. So thank you so much, and please keep coming back. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. Y'all, I will totally answer your guys' questions before I end this live, but I just want to share this message real quick. So something that I've been realizing lately is that your perspective has a lot to do with your experience. And unfortunately, your perspective can have a lot to do with other people's experiences. So, not to get super political, but like, life is political, and a lot of times this stuff comes up in the readings, but Roe v. Wade was just overturned by the Supreme Court. And the reason why is because of people's perspectives on abortion. And due to their perspective on abortion, that has now changed our policies in this country regarding healthcare. Okay? So our perspective affects our experience and our reality. So for me, I'm pro-choice. 100% all the way. We make modifications to our bodies. We have the death penalty. I mean, there's just 1,000 other variants of, medical procedures that impact life, right? And that's literally all across the spectrum. Okay. So with that being said, I'm pro-choice. And so when I see people impacted on such a serious level, okay, because of other people's perspectives on the world, when I see that somebody was able to access a healthy and safe abortion, to me, that's a positive thing, because that's my perspective, right? But do you see that other people have the exact opposite perspective, that that's really, really bad? That's a murder. So then it impacts our policies now because of our differences in perspective, So I just had this like epiphany today that the way that I view something has everything to do with the way that I approach life and the way I approach others, right? And vice versa for people who think very differently than I do. So where in this experience can I look back within to my anger that I have towards other people and their difference in perspective, because I have a lot of anger about it. And this is just an example, right? But so where can I look within myself and say the experience that I'm having of this situation is, the experience is anger, right? For example. Now, where can I shift my perspective to think more positively, right? Whereas there are a lot of states, guys, that are not going to implement abortion bans. Okay. Something positive to put out there. Okay. If you live in a more, liberal state, they're less likely to implement any kind of abortion restrictions at all. And people from other states, they can still come out of state and have access, right? So this is just positives in the thinking process, right? For me personally. And so the way you experience life is a reflection of the way you're thinking. Okay. And so this is whether this is talking about yourself, you know what I mean? Other people, romance, policy, right? Injustice, whatever it is. We have to learn how to manage the way that we feel and the way that we think so that we can experience a world that's worth living in. You know what I mean? A world that's worth fighting for, right? So I know that got really deep and that was like way bigger than I wanted it to be, but it is what it is. I got to channel the message. All right. We're just now coming up on an hour. I'm going to answer both of your questions. If you're still here in the chat, I will answer your questions and then we will end the reading. Last oracle card. My energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what will manifest. That's right. That is correct. So if we all focus on working together and getting through these challenges and learning to love each other and understand each other and create systems that work for everybody, right? Or at least as many people as possible, the better off we're going to be. We need to manifest the reality we want to see. So let's create a positive energy, guys. Okay. Great. Princess, you're still here. Let me go and answer your question. And Flo, you will be the last question, okay? Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate that. Absolutely. And these questions are free in my lives every Friday. You're always, of course, welcome to drop donations, but it is not required. Okay. So let's see here. Does A know I'm still interested in him? I think he probably has an inkling. And you know what I think too? I think that you know a lot more than you're giving yourself credit for. The message that I'm getting is that you probably have the ability to tell things like that. Like that you could ask yourself that question and I feel like you would get the right answer. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling from you. I feel like you have a lot more intuitive knowledge than you give yourself credit for. But I will be happy to answer your question anyway. I don't even think I need cards for it. Honestly, yes, I think they do know. I think they're probably more intuitive than you're giving. Dude, we got the Justice card the last time you asked a question. I just heard a train whistle. That to me is confirmation. Like I'm getting chills. Either this person is a Scorpio. I'm telling you. Either this person is a Scorpio or they have a strong sense of what's right and wrong. They really do. They want to do right by you. They want to do the right thing in general for themselves. This is a big fat green flag to me for this person. I feel like this person is like, they really take it seriously. I don't know why I'm getting that they take relationships seriously. They take decisions that they make seriously. They are still deciding like what the right thing is. And that is their intention, regardless if that means being with you or not being with you. They're willing to suffer, you know, in either direction. Like, does that make sense? I'm not saying they would suffer by being with you. I'm saying they would be willing to not be with you, even if they wanted to be with you, if it was the right thing, right? So they're of the opinion I'm getting here that they just want to do the right thing, no matter what it is. And that is such a green flag of a person. That's a great quality in a person. It means to me that like they want to do right by you, by themselves. And if that means if being with you is good for both of you, right, then they totally would be down. But I just think they're still trying to figure out what's right, you know. So they're starting with themselves, which is also a green flag. It means they value themselves and they're going to make sure that they're okay first, which is going to make them a way better partner, friend, lover, etc. So yeah, I think they know that you're into them, you know, that you're still interested in them, that you're still thinking about them. You know, they probably did see your profile picture. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think they just want to do the right thing. So they're trying to think clearly. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I would say just give them time. Give them time, drop hints, do whatever you want to do. And I think that, you know, honestly, like, you're so welcome. I hope it helps, honestly. 8 of Swords in reverse. I would just release yourself from feeling stuck at all, you know, thinking on them. And, you know, just start to put your energy elsewhere. And you're going to become really attractive, too, by doing that. So if you want to attract them, you're so welcome. All right, awesome. So are you still here in the chat, Imsai, Priyanka? I'm happy to answer your question. Such cute questions, you guys. I love this. It's like, love it. Okay, so all love questions today too. So, will Diva meet me today, and is that romantic? I don't know. Is it romantic? The world, okay? The world is about cycle changes, okay? So it could just be when it comes to connection, y'all, I'm just going to throw this out there. When it comes to connection, there is a season for every cycle, like every stage in the connection. So, basically these, this first stage of connection, meeting this person and you don't even know if it's romantic yet or not, that whole sort of thing, that's kind of just like the fun first step in the cycle of connection. You know what I mean? So, look at that. The Sun card is wanting to show itself here. I think it's going to be fun. And fun is honestly, fun is important. Look, the Magician. If you want it to be romantic, you can influence that. You know what I'm saying? If you show up with a certain level of romantic kind of energy, you know what I mean? And that's how you approach the situation. You can, with your energy, be creating an environment where that is going to be, that's going to be happening, or that's going to be, fun, or they're going to be interested in that too. Does that make sense? You're going to create a romantic atmosphere, if that's what you want. But also, I think it's going to be really fun and like carefree and easy. It's going to be easy. You know what I mean? Five of Pentacles. Don't let a fear of rejection stop you from being open and heartfelt. You know what I mean? Or expressing interest, because Five of Pentacles is a kind of fear of abandonment. But it also means that even when times get tough, having another person in your life, you can work together through tough times. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, just don't let fear, Six of Pentacles. Yeah, be generous with your time, your energy, your money. You know what I mean? Be generous. Be generous and kind and abundant, and create the romantic atmosphere that you want for you and that person. And I think you're going to have a lot of fun. That's what I think. So, yeah, I think that's a good message. I hope that helps answer your question. Okay, Flo, I hope you're still here, Flo. I am going to answer your question. You are the last question of the live tonight. And then we'll close out the reading. I really appreciate each and every one of you through this live. It's been a lot of fun. It's been really, really heartfelt and sweet. And I appreciate you all. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do drop me a like and drop me a donation if you can. Of course, it's never required. So, all right. Hey, okay, Flo, you're still here. Hey, what does the Aquarius think of me after our conversation earlier? It was positive. Liked and subscribed. Thank you. Okay, well, if it was a positive conversation, what I'm getting, we can get more specific. Let me switch text for this question, actually. Nice and shuffled here. Something more specific than, whoa, 10 of Pentacles. I'd say that's a pretty good sign. Wow. They think of you as somebody who could be in their life for a long time, no matter what type of relationship you have with them, whether that's like, that y'all would be great co-parents, or y'all would be great friends, or, you'd be good chosen family together. You're part of the same community, building wealth together. You know what I mean? Whether that means you just are trading vegetables during harvest season, you know what I mean? It's like really vague, but I get that they have really, really good feelings about you, Flo. That's the energy to me, is that they see you as somebody who you could, that they could spend a lot of time with, long-term connection. So, alrighty, y'all. I hope that helps answer your question, Flo. I really appreciate all you guys. This has been so cute and fun. So please do go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Look at that. 10 of Wands in reverse. We're dropping burdens together. All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Thank you so much again, everyone. Hit those buttons, subscribe. Check out my link tree if you want to follow me on my other platforms. I am on Instagram and TikTok, and I do daily readings that are their own readings over there on TikTok. So if you want to follow me there instead, you like more of a short form thing, I am over there. And yeah, join me again next Friday for for my live, and you can come ask me more questions. Feel free. And also, if you do, I'm sorry, I'm not taking any more questions, but thank you for being here. Please come join me again on Friday. And if you do want a personal reading, you can DM me on Instagram. And that's in my link tree, which is down in the description box. Just go there, hit Tarot Instagram, send me a message, and we can go ahead and do a personal reading at another time. And that can be any time also. So just send that to me. I'll get back to you. The way I'll do it, it'll be an unlisted video here on my YouTube channel. I'll give you the link, and then that way only you can access it. And then you can Venmo me or Cashapp me, or PayPal as well. And then I will send you the link to the reading within 24 or 48 hours. So if you do want a personal reading, please go ahead and DM me on Instagram. Okay, you all are so awesome. I really, really enjoyed this reading tonight. Sending you all tons of blessings, and I'll see you again next Friday, hopefully. Please keep coming back and subscribe if you're not. All right, bye.